Welcome back to episode 29 of Hit Your Guts Pod. I'm your host, Elena.
I'm Vivi.
And I'm Haley.
This week, we're doing our pits and peaks of the year. So since you guys are still brainstorming, right?
Yes.
I guess I'll start. So my pit and also kind of peak is that I have estranged myself from my family. I don't know if that's how you would word that, but
I think so.
Self-estranged.
Yeah.
I have cut off some family members indefinitely. I mean, I don't know if it is forever. Is that what indefinitely means?
Yeah, for the most part, but for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and I feel good about it, and my life has been peaceful. There have been a lot of events that led up to this point, and it wasn't impulsive.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of my decision, and I have no regrets as of now. And as positive as that sounds, I think that's still considered a pit because it should have never come to this point.
Yeah.
And I'm just disappointed in a lot of the people that I've cut off. I mean, I cut them off for a reason, of course. But yeah, here we are. And, you know, it doesn't have to be this way forever, but I would definitely expect some changes from these people or apologies. Well, both. I would expect both. But yeah, but it is also like, since being estranged, my life has been, like I said, more peaceful. I've been able to focus on people that, you know, cherish me and appreciate me and take care of me. These are some things that I was missing from these people that I have cut off of my life. So I've made more time for those people that actually love me and care. So that's a good thing. So that's kind of a peak. And also, I guess my other peak is Disney World. I know that was recent and that was only last week, but it really was like the cherry on top of the year. It was so magical and awesome and really healing to my inner child. And spending time with my adoptive dad was great. So that's my year wrapped. My podcast wrapped.
True. This is podcast wrapped.
Yeah.
I think that it's important for you to talk about because a lot of people are estranged from their families, and there's, especially around this time of year, there's a lot of shame around that and a lot of guilt between people who, for the better, distance themselves from their family. So I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. Thanks. If you guys have any, I'm going to reword that. If any of you guys are estranged from your family, feel free to reach out. Maybe we could give each other support and advice and whatnot. Yeah. Okay. What are you guys' wraps? Who wants to go next?
I would say my peak, or one of the peaks, was getting engaged, obviously.
Oh, yeah. That should be number one.
Yeah. It is. It was. Ethan's watching us right now.
We have a live studio audience.
Yeah, that was definitely a big one. Even though, like, I knew it was happening and it wasn't a surprise, it was still great. And it was so I love that trip. That's like one of my favorite trips I've ever been on with San Diego.
It was so
good
fun.
Celebration.
And it was just the four of us, and it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so just like fucking like Powerpuff Girls coded. Like, it was like we just had like someone who was in charge of making sure we didn't separate.
Yeah, that's so true.
We need an engagement anniversary party.
That would be so
True.
fun.
Rerun it.
True. Rerun
my
it.
God.
Other people need to be there.
That would be really fun. My other peak is probably just graduating school. I don't know if I'm done going to school. Yeah, I was talking to my friend Natalie, and I was like, I don't know, like maybe I want to go back to school because she's gonna be a nurse now. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound too hard. Like that could be fun, you know. And she was like, oh my god, like you just got a degree. And I'm like, but what if I just keep going back? She's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're going to be a lifelong learner. That's going to be your career.
That's pretty sick.
I mean, you can get paid for it, so why not?
I have this bee in my bonnet about engineering. I'm like, I feel like I could do it.
You want to be an engineer.
What kind of engineering?
Structural.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I took a what type of engineer quiz should I be? And that's what it told me.
Like architecture?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, I think it's like physical engineering.
Okay.
I don't know. I still don't know what
Like
that means.
robotics? I'm so confused.
Like, I think it can be like, it can range from like maybe how furniture is built to like withhold a certain amount of weight, maybe.
Do you care about these things?
Okay.
I love building furniture.
Okay.
You do. You've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, I bring it up to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, but that's a peak, was doing that, finishing something, because I'm a quitter. Pit would probably be, there's so many.
There's so many.
I think because it's the only thing that like I think about probably almost either daily or weekly is the fact that I asked for a raise and didn't get one.
Yeah.
I think about that so often.
It's humbling.
Yeah, it is. It's humbling. And before some fucking loser is like, oh, it's because, you didn't deserve one. Dude, I took on the job of 3 people. Okay. I deserved it. Anyways, whatever. They also didn't give me Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve off, which I didn't expect. I don't know. Like, who's in the office on those days? That's kind of silly.
Yeah. That's a recession indicator, I fear.
Yeah. And so I didn't like plan to save my PTO.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
shit.
now I have to take it unpaid if I want it off, and I do. So
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems unnecessary to have you there at a warehouse.
yeah, I guess I'm gonna just work on New Year's Eve because I think me and Ethan are just gonna stay home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we could do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we doing for New Year's Eve? What is the plan for that?
We literally were just talking last night. We're like, it kind of sounds really nice to stay home,
Yeah.
but we're also like elderly these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have plans, but I don't know. I don't know who all is invited.
What does that mean?
Plan.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways,
That'd be a lot of fun.
yeah,
I quite literally don't have the day off anymore, so
that fucking sucks.
Yeah. That sucks.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I feel like that's like if that's your biggest pit is that you didn't get a raise.
yeah, because
I feel like we could share our pits.
yeah, I guess my pit is like some of the drama that is surrounding like our engagement / wedding.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like I've kind of like let go of that recently because I'm just like, I'm not going to let this affect me anymore.
The closer it gets to the wedding, especially too.
Yeah, because I'm kind of just like, I don't really care. This is about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just had like wedding appointments. So I'm like very like optimistic right now about the wedding and like
Yeah.
just thinking like about flowers and stuff. And I'm like, ooh.
The venue is so pretty.
It's
gorgeous.
Speaking of, you guys, we're at this floral thing and like, number one, the florist, incredible. I felt like I was on RuPaul Drag Race version of like a floral appointment.
Wow.
In what
He
way?
had the coolest acrylics, like they were like 2000s duck nails. I was like,
Slam.
okay, bitch.
Slam.
But he was like so just like flamboyant and was like such high energy, and like everything we said, he was like, yes, exactly. And like,
Aw, that sounds so inviting.
yeah, we had like talked about a certain part of our wedding that like we are doing that's like a little controversial.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, oh no, I am totally behind you, and like just went into this rant about why he agreed with us.
So validating.
Yeah. But that was really exciting. So I'm really excited to see what this look like because I get to take a prototype 2 months before.
Ooh.
Okay, very cool. So you picked out like what your bouquet is gonna look like, or is that for
No,
flowers
that's
for the venue?
That's like the venue. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So our like what we're paying for includes 2 like side pieces on the like the gazebo or whatever for the altar.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, like out of curiosity, like how much do you know, like connect the 2 through the middle, right?
Yeah.
Thinking like maybe 100, 200,
Oh.
650.
Yeah.
And then I went additional because like we're technically paying $350 for those flowers.
Hmm.
And he was like, oh yeah, if it wasn't an add-on, that would be $1,200. Bitch.
Wow.
Speaking of a wooden dance floor, which I have to have because my grandma and my mom are clumsy. Like no one's dancing on grass. That's not fun. It's
Yeah.
April. It could be wet.
Also, having heels and grass, there's
Yeah.
a lot of complications.
A 12 by 18 dance floor, $1,200.
Holy fuck! Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We accidentally increased. Also, like, basically at this point, any person added above like a 50 count is an additional $200, because it's like basically $100 for like their food, and then it's like $100 for like the extra chair, the extra this, the extra person at the bar, like the extra person for like the prime rib, like the stupidest shit. And I was like, yeah, because adding 10 people is $2K. Like, when you put that into perspective, you're like,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I want you there, actually.
Yeah.
I might rescind some invites.
Deduct the +1s.
For real. I'm like crossing my fingers that some people who I don't necessarily like care for them to bring somebody don't bring somebody, you know?
Yeah. Is it rude to say, like, you can bring a +1, but you can't?
Well, no one will really know, because it's like no one would know, like, if like I didn't know like Vivi's +1.
Yeah.
Which I do know her, and like I want her there.
Introduce yourself to people and you're like, this is my +1. But then when people would,
oh my god,
I
who
feel
would
like that's unlikely.
imagine Vivi walking around introducing Ivana, being like,
this is my +1?
Yeah. Instead of just being like, oh, this is Ivana.
Yeah.
she would literally be like, what the hell?
That's, yeah, I feel like it's a
true.
little freakish.
Yeah.
No
many-
name, just +1.
How many seats do you have now? Like, how many people are for sure attending that you know of?
I have no idea. RSVPs, we're sending out invites in January, and I want RSVPs by March 1st.
Yeah.
And then I'll know the full count. But
I feel like it's not horrible to rescind +1s, in my opinion, because we're in a recession and a lot of people know how hard everyone's working for their money, and $2,000 is a lot of fucking money. Just for, in my opinion, not all +1s appreciate it. Sometimes it's just a fun night out for them to get drunk, and that's fine for them. But like, you know, if you're having to spend so much money on having them there,
Yeah.
we've extended over 60 invitations already.
Ugh.
So I'm just crossing my fingers that some people are busy next year.
yeah,
Mhm.
But
It was on a weekday, right?
yeah, it's a Thursday.
Yeah.
yeah,
But it was funny because they're like, oh, for the open bar, like, you know, we just need to know like estimates. Like, we have everything. You know, like, is your crowd like light, medium, heavy drinkers? I mean, they're like pretty heavy. Like, I would plan for pretty heavy. And
Yeah.
we were like, oh, like, where is there smoking like allowed on the property, and like where is it not? Because I was like, we're gonna need signage if it's not allowed somewhere. Like,
crucial
yeah.
information.
so she was like, oh no, like anywhere basically, but we're gonna like set up like a little ashtray situation like away from the dance floor and food,
Okay.
Yeah,
because like
smart.
I don't really want that in my face, to be honest.
Yeah.
No.
That's like a go like cower in the dark corner and smoke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my pits and peaks of the year.
I just bought my dress for your wedding. I'm so excited. It
Yes.
just shipped out. Yay.
I'm so excited for both of you.
My dress just came.
Oh, it already came?
Yeah, I haven't tried it
Damn,
on yet.
that was so fast.
It did. Yeah, it came really fast. I'm excited. It's gorgeous and really.
Yeah.
Yay.
I love like the material. So
Yeah, I sent both your guys' dresses to the other bridesmaid, Emily.
Just for like vibes.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
purposes.
like just so you know, like what they bought. And she was like, oh my god, these are so pretty. And I was like,
They're both really cute.
yeah.
I almost got the same dress as you, but in
That
a
would've
different
been
color.
Honestly, I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, but I'm curious to know what color Emily is going to go with because we're like red and blue.
Yeah.
So
I have a feeling, like maybe like a green or like a pink. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really care, to be honest.
yeah,
The only thing between our dresses is that for some reason I'm assuming you were gonna go with the blue one, not the pink one. Or were you gonna go for the pink one?
the other. What do you mean?
For the one that I got?
Oh,
Because there was the maroon, which is what I got,
Yeah.
and then there was the navy, and then that like fuchsia color. But for some reason, the navy on that one, I feel like is not as cute as the navy on the one that you got. Like it
Yeah.
looks like a different color, which I don't understand.
I think I would have gone for the fuchsia
Okay.
unless it was like super bright. I don't remember.
Yeah. Pinks are hard for me to like reconcile with. I never know what they're actually going to look like in person, where red is like pretty solid usually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm never really disappointed with the maroon or wine that I've gotten.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't even really like blue, so it's kind of crazy that I picked out a blue dress.
That color is going to look so good on you, though.
I feel like
so
you guys have
excited.
talked a lot of shit about navy, but I personally like a navy, and it looks good on us because we're deep winter, so it like
Yeah.
brings out like the undertones of your skin a lot.
I think there is an expensive navy and there is a cheap navy.
You know what?
And I hate cheap navy.
Like from Gap or something.
Like literally like from Old Navy. Like I'm like, no.
Yeah. The dress is like dimensional.
Yeah. And
it's like Royal Navy.
Yeah. It's like tulle and other fabrics that kind of like supplements. Like there's a lot going on, which makes
elevates the dress.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Anyway.
The wedding planning is so exciting.
Yeah. And it's exciting to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Our group chat name is the Royal Wedding.
I named it that too.
Yeah. I love that for you. That's hilarious.
I know. I was like trying to think because like I wanted like a cute little like saying, but I can't think of anything, and I gave up there.
I'll brainstorm.
Okay. For the group chat.
Just like in general.
Yeah, just like a tagline.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. I've never been to a wedding, so I don't know. I didn't know that they did that.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that you've never been to a wedding.
Not like a real one, just like one in the backyard, and I was like 11.
Dude, I just went to my first one. My brother's.
Yeah.
I love weddings.
My wedding was about to be my first wedding, dude.
That's crazy.
That would have been so cool, actually.
I know.
It's okay. At least you know the vibes.
Yeah.
I've been to like one very traditional wedding and then one like super cool. It was like carnival themed.
Oh, nice.
They had like skee ball and whack-a-mole and they had teacups.
Damn.
A ride.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was so cool.
That's really cool. I love personalized weddings that like show people's personality a lot, and it shows the couple and like what they're about, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
My uncle, Fatima, and my uncle, you know her, they had a Halloween themed wedding, and it was on Halloween, I believe, or Halloween weekend.
That's so cool. I just saw her the other day. She's my old boss.
Yeah, we found out that my uncle's wife, my Thea, worked with Elena's boyfriend and also was Elena's boss, which I didn't know at all. I just so happened to mention it because I was like, oh, I was talking about my birthday party and I was like, oh, like I want this and this. So then we were talking about like recent things I was doing and I was like, oh, like me and my roommates went to go celebrate her master's like graduation and we were out in Pomona and we went to these bars, but we weren't able to like go around very much because Jacob didn't have his driver's license.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we were at O'Donovan's, and she was like, oh, I work there. And I was like, really? I didn't know that. Like, I know that they do catering and they work at a bar and they like very much specialize in like bartending and culinary. It's something that they've both done for a really long time. And so I was like, oh, really? Like, do you know Jacob? And she was like, she said his last name and I was like, I don't know. He has a shaved head and tattoos. And then she was like, yeah. And like, can I see a picture of him? And I was like, yeah. Like, we took these pictures for my birthday and then I showed her photos from camping. And she was like, oh my God, that's so weird. Yeah.
That's funny.
Small world.
It is a small world.
I feel like the IE especially is so tiny.
It is. It
like,
really is.
Tinier than you would think in California, but I feel like everyone in the IE knows each other.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Jacob and I can't go anywhere without him running into like 5 people that he knows.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's low-key famous.
Yeah, he kind of is.
So are you, though. You got stopped.
You did.
That was crazy. I was Christmas shopping. I went to them. Actually, no, I wasn't. I was just killing time.
Not you just lying on the podcast.
I was just killing time. I walked into Zoomies at the mall. And this girl came up to me and she was like, oh my God, I like your outfit. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. And she asked about my necklace. I told her where it was from. And then
which necklace was it, for curiosity's sake?
It was a tunnel vision necklace. It was probably my little spider one.
Cute.
And then I don't know how our conversation transferred over to me saying that I do hair. She's like, oh my God, you do hair. And I was like, yeah. She's like, what's your Instagram? And I was like, it's just Rizzo Hair on Instagram. And she was like, Rizzo Hair? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you're famous.
Oh my God.
That's so cool.
And it was really cute. And then she just like kept going on. And then she brought her coworker over and she was like, oh my God, like whatever his name was. She was like, come look, this is Rizzo Hair. And he was like, okay. And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, nice to meet you. And I just shook the stranger's hand and I don't know, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a weird experience, but that's also really cool.
Yeah. I didn't know how to feel about it.
To be perceived.
I'm flattered. But I'm like, it's weird because I don't even have that many followers. But I'm learning that kids these days don't really care about follower count.
These kids these days.
It's like word of mouth is becoming a thing again, I think. Because, like, even my boyfriend's band, they don't really have a ton of Instagram followers, or even like Spotify streams, but like it's like if you know, you know, and if you know, that's cool. So
yeah, I think the internet is so oversaturated. There's just so much of everyone everywhere. Like everything is just everywhere. So when you hear something from someone you trust, that is something that you're immediately like, okay, cool. I'm gonna like take a note of that.
Yeah.
You know?
So it was very sweet.
Yeah.
I felt famous.
What were your pits and peaks of the year?
I was trying to think, and initially I've been thinking about this recently, and I was like, I think this is probably simultaneously the best and worst year of my life, but I think ultimately it's probably the worst. I'm trying to think of my peaks. I think ultimately finishing up school. I'm not officially graduated until the spring, but everything is done for undergrad. Crossing my fingers, I'm pretty sure it's done. I just submitted my last assignment yesterday, but it was like so bad. I sent it in the email because he closed the fucking thing before. He's so elderly. He's really sweet, but he closed the Canvas page before the last assignment was due, and I was like, hey, how do I give this to you? And he was like, just email it to me. And so I did. And then I was like, honestly, I'm sort of going through like a couple of family emergencies. I'm just letting you know that this like final assignment is not reflective of my last work. I don't want you to think that I'm bullshitting it, basically. Because like a lot of people get lazy towards the end of the semester. And I was just like, thank you for the semester. I had a really great time. You're a great professor. Da 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 da. Like sent over my things. Yeah. So I submitted my last paper last night, and I feel both relieved and also a little bit anxious for some reason. I haven't decided if I want to take a couple of supplemental courses in the spring just for fun, like screenwriting or like something like that, just to improve writing. Because for the last 2 years I've had to do literature courses, which are very much just like analyzing, and I haven't really had as much freedom as I did have in community college, when I could just sort of like take anything under the umbrella, where I was doing like children's literature and I wrote a children's book for one of my classes, or doing like, it was a lot of fun. Like I got to draw and write like a little book, and that was really cool. And I took a creative fiction class and just stuff that was a lot more interesting than what I've been doing. So I was thinking about taking a couple courses and also just getting financial aid for the last semester, which would be really nice because I just opened, well, I didn't open a line of credit, but ex-boyfriend did, because our cat got very, very ill. So
poor Cheech.
Yeah, we have a GoFundMe if anyone.
It's going to be linked in the YouTube video description.
Yeah, and we'll have it on our Instagram, and maybe I'll post it in Spotify comments. I think I'm going to leave it open for a while, but yeah, it was really scary. So just for context for anyone who hasn't known, I don't know if I've talked about her having like any sort of ailments in the podcast. I think I have. I think last time I mentioned Ivana taking her to the vet.
Yeah.
But since then she lost 2 pounds, which is a lot for her. That's literally like a quarter of her body weight.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but she's really skinny. Like if you pet her, like you can feel her spine.
I noticed like last week or something when I pet her, I was like, oh
yeah. And I mean, I've been taking her to the vet pretty regularly, but they haven't really been able to like give us any information. And then the last time they recommended us to do some like $700 testing. And I was just like, is it urgent? And they were like, no, not really. It's just sort of like a precautionary. And I was like, okay, well, if it's not urgent, like I can't really afford to spend $700 right now. And then the last time they recommended like a $1,500 thing. And I was like, okay, well, what out of this is most like crucial for right now, because I can't afford the $1,500 thing.
No,
the one that I ended up doing was a blood test and urinalysis, which was $500 out of pocket, because they aren't able to add it onto like the renewal. My plan renews in April, so I can't add it onto it until April, which I couldn't wait until April because they said if I waited until April she would die, so I couldn't have that. So we did the urinalysis and the testing, and they found blood in her urine, and that was kind of concerning, and she was severely dehydrated, which I was expecting because she hasn't fucking been eating and she hasn't been drinking water, so like that was something that I was expecting. But yeah, I was at my parents' house and then called me, and then they said that I should probably take her to get hospitalized and get fluids overnight and like have them examine her because something was going on, which I was really concerned by because I thought she had like some mystery illness or something.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad it's not ultimately, because that would be scarier trying to figure out how to like cure something internally in that way. So what ended up happening was she, I guess, ate some sort of like sewing thread a couple of months ago, and it's been in there since at least October, which is when I had initially gotten her checked because she wasn't eating very much, and then she'll like gradually eat a good amount again, and then she'll stop. So it's been like kind of ongoing. But yeah, so it got embedded into her intestinal wall, and they found it in her okay, sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost here. So I told my ex-boyfriend this, and I was like, hey, like, this is what's going on. I'm at my parents' house. I can't leave probably until maybe 7. I'm not really sure. I'll keep you updated. So he offered to come down to Long Beach to pick her up, go over to Fountain Valley, take her to the hospital. And so while he was there, he said that there was a string coming out of her, which you noticed first.
Yeah, well, he came in and I was like, I noticed a string. I didn't pull it. I would not pull it if I were you.
Yeah. When he said that, I thought it was like a worm, but it was literally like a string.
It was as long as her tail.
Yeah. And we told the doctor that today, and she was like very surprised by that. They ended up cutting it before they went into surgery just in case she tensed up, and like it ended up going back inside. Yeah. So yeah, so that was coming out of her, which is so strange because I had seen her just a couple of hours before and that wasn't happening, and she was acting totally normal. Like,
she was normal when she had the string in her butt.
Yeah,
to be honest.
She's been normal, which
she
is
was walking around like nothing mattered. Like,
which is so sad because like she's probably been uncomfortable, and this is just like the normal for her right now, which makes me sad to think about.
Poor baby.
I know. But yeah, that was really stressful because it was just like, okay, well, exams and overnight hospitalization, $900, having to do the fluids, and they couldn't find everything in the x-ray, so we had to do an ultrasound. That ended up being like $3,000 out of pocket, and then we ended up figuring out that she needed surgery. That was going to be $8,000 out of pocket, which we don't have.
I don't know anybody with $8,000 to spare.
No, $12,000 to spare. The first 2 things were put on a fucking credit card.
Yeah.
And it just sucked because it was like, well, you're going to tell us something and we're going to have to pay a couple more $1,000s. Okay, are you going to call us and tell us we need to spend even more money on this thing that like I don't know what's going on? And I was really, really anxious all day yesterday because she hadn't gone into surgery yet, and they said one thing that could possibly happen was because of how deep it was like in her intestines. It was like wrapped around and like tangled in them, and it was like in her intestinal wall, so like they couldn't pull it out because they like tried a little bit just to see how she would react, because it could have been either in her stool or the worst option, which ended up being was in her intestines. And they said that she cried, and that made me really sad. Yeah, which I saw her today and she seemed very out of it. She seemed like super drugged up, which I'm happy because, you know, at least she's not in pain. But
at least your money's doing something.
I know, but I feel bad because she had a catheter and she had a tube in her neck, and then she also had a drain just to drain any potential fluid because she had a hole in her intestine, but there wasn't any fluid. So that's looking pretty solid because it doesn't look like any of it spilled in her body, which is a good thing. Because they said if we took her any later, then it would probably be a lot worse than it is right now. So looking on the positive side, but it's been a very stressful couple of days. So yeah, we have a GoFundMe. We ended up having to get care credit for it, which it's really high APR.
Yeah, like really high.
Like really high APR.
Cassie was saying, because she has the same thing for Minerva.
Yeah.
She's like, that is a really bad credit card.
It's not a good credit card, and Synchrony is not happy with me right now. I just closed one of my accounts with them for like a hardship deferment program because I could not pay the interest on that thing. It was like insanely hard. Synchrony is not a great bank to do anything with. They're like horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't get her until at least Sunday or Monday, but at least I know she's going to be looked after. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of weird because I might have to tube feed her the first couple of days.
Oh, that's scary.
It is really scary. They said if she doesn't eat, then they're gonna have to teach me how to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
I will help however I can, but I can't do that.
I'm really scared to look at how to do that. I don't like needles and stuff like that. It like freaks me out really bad.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'd be down to help if I can. I don't know. I know I'm far, but
Yeah.
We're like, come on, Chad, you're gonna go see Auntie Elena.
I feel so bad because she's been poked and prodded like the past week and a half.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I can't imagine how she's feeling. It makes me so sad.
Yeah.
But she has a whole community of people who love her. She has 2 parents who love her very, very much. And I was really surprised by the amount we were able to get in donations. If you donated and you're listening, thank you very much. A lot of people did. A lot of them are my coworkers, which I was not expecting. Like the majority of them were.
Yeah.
And out of like, there's some people who just sent us money directly. And out of everything, well, her bill concluding what's on the care credit and what's on the credit cards that we had to spend prior to opening the care credit is like $12,000. And I think we were able to raise like $2,300 so far, which is pretty solid for like a day and a half.
That's really good.
But yeah, if you have anything to spare or if you would like to share it, if possible, if you're listening, that would be awesome. She's gonna be okay, but yeah, it's fucking hard.
$12,000 is a lot of money, you guys. That's enough to buy a car.
Yeah, I have more debt than I have money, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pain. And right before Christmas, dude. But
I know. I might not go to my Christmas because she's going to be here and I don't know if you can hear it. I might not go to my family's Christmas because I don't want her to be alone. Like, even if I'm there for half an hour to an hour, it's still going to be an hour to drive out there, an hour to drive back. She would be alone for 3 hours. No, my parents have a dog and my grandparents have 2 dogs and they're small, but I also don't want her to feel agitated when she's already kind of stressed out.
Yeah.
And she might need a tube in her neck and that's like transporting her to a new place with new people. She doesn't really like new places or new people.
Yeah.
But the vet did say that she's like the sweetest cat they've seen in a really long time and that everyone who's interacted with her has just been like, she's so sweet, which is so true. She's like the cutest little cat ever.
Baby.
Yeah, like I've never seen Chai do anything mean ever.
No, sometimes she'd be bullying Lily, but that's just like her playing with her and Lily doesn't play back.
Lily
so it
provokes sometimes.
Yeah. But it's just funny, like she'll swat at her. She won't like do anything of great harm to her. But like sometimes she's a little brat to her. But she has a big personality. She's very larger than life.
What is she, an Aquarius?
Yes, she's Aquarius. Also, calicos are always very feisty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel low-key judged a little bit that we had to spend so much money on her. But if you are judging me because I spent $12,000 on my cat, I feel sorry for you that you've never loved anything that much in your life.
So true.
No one in particular, but I've just been thinking about it.
I mean, I've always said like I will go homeless before I put Max down. Like I will sell all my belongings.
Yeah, no, literally. I mean, they're just little things that rely on us for everything. So I'm not gonna if I can do everything that I can for her, why wouldn't I? She can't support herself. She can't do anything for herself.
That is my child.
I literally wrote to her. Like, what do you?
Yeah, like I'm their parent. Like they don't have anybody else.
Yeah.
They can't get a job.
Sad.
If my ex-boyfriend wasn't in town, I was planning on literally just taking her to Mexico and getting cared for her down there because there's really a vet in San Diego where you don't even have to cross the border. They pick them up for you and take them to DJ.
Oh.
But then I told him and he was like, we're not doing that for her. Like, I don't want her to be like in a country she's never been to with people she's never met at a place she's never gone to. It's going to be really traumatic and stressful for her. And I was like, I understand, but it's so much money. Like, it would be half that cost if we went there, which they probably wouldn't have care credit, I don't think. So it would also probably be out of pocket, which we don't have $6,000. But yeah, I was also saying low-key she probably wouldn't want to come back because like she loves Mexican food.
Yeah.
And, like she would be on someone's ranch and she would be like, why are you taking me back to this dingy ass apartment in Long Beach? Like, I'm happy here.
Yeah. She's like, I can run free. What do you mean?
Yeah, I can roam.
No, not with those coyotes.
It would be like that one movie about the Chihuahua where he's like
Beverly Hills Chihuahua?
Yeah, but it's Chai running around Mexico.
Wow. She would love Mexico. Someone's grandma would feed her albondigas and she would be like, don't take me back.
No,
good.
for real.
I'm good, bitch. No, I love her so much.
No,
Yeah, she's doing better though. She would miss us. We saw her today and she was like shaking a little bit. I wish I was sad by, but I think she wanted to like get up and move around, which that was when the nurse ended up taking her back because we were like, I don't want to like agitate her and make her feel like she needs to be playful with us or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had to shave her neck and part of her body, and it was weird seeing her. She's so bald. All the different skin colors of the calicos is kind of cool to look at, though.
Cool.
That's another thing that like makes me gag is like shaved hair specifically. Like, you know what?
You gag?
Like when people get brain surgery and they have like a little square shaved, like the thought of that like makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think about touching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, shaved fur grosses me out.
Shaved fur. Yeah. Yeah.
Like every time that my dogs had to like get like a little IV or whatever in his arm, I'm like, ugh.
They're so bald.
I'm like, cover it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
They did give Chai a scarf.
They did give Chai a scarf.
Yeah, it's really-
She might have to wear it for the next couple of days, just so if she needs fluids, it can like hold it in there.
You know, I might prefer her to wear it. I'm kidding. I love
Called
her.
ugly.
No, it just freaks me out. I want to be able to pet her.
Yeah. I know I wanted to pet her, but I didn't want to hurt her. So we were just like kind of freaking out, you know. What is happening?
You got the whole setup. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
We want to know what we look like.
That's so funny.
We're profesh.
Where are you guys going?
Oh, yeah, a cigarette.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were.
Where?
Not without me. Out in the alley, probably.
Oh, okay. Just asking.
Damn.
God
saying
forbid
that.
we're curious. God forbid a girl have curiosity.
Dude. I showed him that TikTok where it was like, my girl's not nosy. She's just mad curious.
So true. We're just intuitive, you guys. It's not nosy. We're intuitive.
We just sent something.
Yeah, we seek knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like good news to me overall. Like other than the like outrageous
Yeah.
bill.
Yeah. It was really scary, and there's a lot of crying because we didn't know like what was going to happen, because like one potential was her having lifelong complications, either having like chronic diarrhea and like having like lifelong litter box issues, which I was really worried about, because I was like, one thing that concerns me with that is like, what if she can't make it to litter box every time and I'm constantly having to clean up literal shit. And the other one was not being able to produce vitamins on her own, so she would need like lifelong supplements. That was one possibility,
Which could be expensive.
and then it's also, well, we were talking about like the potential for a decrease in quality of life, and that was something that was really sad to think about. And her not knowing why. But yeah, overall it's good news, and I am excited for her to come home.
I think it's really sweet that you talk about, and you like mention a lot her like her feelings and like her own thought process, like her not knowing why she's having complications, or like how she wouldn't be happy if she went to Mexico for surgery. Like, it's just really sweet.
Yeah, well, I wanted to take her to Mexico for surgery. Somebody else in this room currently didn't want to. But yeah, I'm glad, I guess, that we did it, solely for the fact that I don't think that they would have had care credit, and even if it was a lot cheaper, it would have to be completely out of pocket, which is like a different perspective that I didn't really think about until today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, if it was really urgent, I would have had to have taken her to Mexico like a couple of days before she ended up going to the ER, because they said if we took her any later, then there would be further obstruction, which is concerning, and it would have been even further embedded. And something about her ilium, which is in her pelvis, and they said if the thread was near her ilium, then that was if she were to have lifelong like chronic issues, but they said it was far away. None of the fluid from the hole in her intestine leaked out, which that would be really bad if her intestinal fluid were to leak out.
Yeah.
She probably would have passed away, which is horrible to think about. I would have killed myself.
No, that's why I was asking you so many questions, because I was like, I need to like be sure. Like, I can't like ask you like, is there a chance she dies? Because I was like, this is a fragile state for Vivi.
I wanted to talk to you so bad, but I was like, I don't know if she can handle this right now. All my questions.
No, I was low-key being really short with Ivana at work, and I had to apologize to her after, because she was asking me questions, and I was just like, I don't know. Like, I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
Ask me a question. This was before I even knew about Try. This was just like my dog thing. Also, another thing that happened was okay.
Do you want to put that on there?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
This is also probably one of my pits, I guess. We had to put my childhood dog down, and it's something that I knew was going to happen because his quality of life and his health has declined a lot in the past year. He used to be 90 pounds. He was really fat, and then he was less than 50 by the time we put him down.
Oh,
sad.
I know, it's really sad. I took some pictures. I just got a camp snap camera, and I was like, okay, I'll get some last pictures of him. And I got some really cute ones of him and my mom and him with me. But the ones from him face on, like, he looks so sick.
Yeah.
And so it's something that we've been preparing for, like, mentally, but it still was, like, unexpected because they went, because I don't live with my parents anymore, but they went to take him to the vet, and he's had a lot of vet visits this year, like more so than my other dog, who's, I think she's like 6 or 7, but she acts like a puppy. And they thought she had pink eye, so they were asking me questions. They thought he had pink eye. They were asking me questions about when Chai had pink eye, and I sent them some pictures of when she had the fluid coming out of her eye. She had like this like white pus, and I was just like, oh, like we just like gave them eye drops and we're like doing warm compresses and stuff. Like, as long as it's pink eye, it should be fine. It'll process soon. And so they went to the vet, and they found out that it wasn't pink eye. It was just that he had lost so much weight. His eyes were like going into the sockets.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it was like secreting a fluid. And then that's when they told him that they should put him down. And they wanted to wait until his birthday in January. And I was like, I don't think that that's possible. Like, I don't think that you should. And I also don't think that he will make it until then.
Why would that matter?
I think they just wanted to give him a last couple of good weeks. And I was like, well, like, I understand, but he's in a lot of pain. And I think that it would be nicer if we gave him like a good last day. And they were like, well, like, we'll talk about it later. And I was like, I don't know if he has later. And I was going to go to my parents' house this week anyway to just go see him. But it just so happened that they texted me and they're like, we're going to do it today. And I was like, okay. Like, so I went to my parents' house, and then they were able to have someone come to our house, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Versus it having to be in like a sterile,
Yeah.
like a vet office where he's uncomfortable and scared. And that was really nice. And that person was really sweet. And we were able to, I cut some of his whiskers off, and I've talked about doing like the whisker jewelry for Chai. So we were able to do that for him. I know. And then we got some of his hair, and we all got to say our goodbyes. So that was really sweet. But then the same fucking day, they called me at the vet, so then I had to go to the animal hospital right after. And I also had a 4:30 a.m. shift that day.
That was a tough day for you.
Dude. You
horrible day.
really survived that.
Yeah.
Whoever's been preying on your downfall, fuck you.
You're winning.
So sad.
No, it's okay. Chai is okay. She's going to be good. I'm going to be okay. Any tongue that rises against us shall fall. We win in the end every time. Just letting you know that. Yeah, overall, it's been a really tough year. I was trying to look at like the peaks, but I think because all of the pits were like so concentrated towards the end, it was just like very overwhelming, because I don't want to be like a victim complexy, but it's just like all the stuff with my car this year. Chai's been like kind of in and out of the vet throughout the year, like sporadically, not where it was concerning, but like she also had a tapeworm, she had fleas, she had this, like, it's also been a big year for her.
Cat year.
It's been a really rough cat year.
We had fleas twice.
Yeah, almost 3 times.
Almost 3 times. We had pink eye was this year too, no?
Pink eye was this year. No, pink eye was last year.
Ugh.
Yeah. So a lot of vet visits, all the shit with my car, super expensive. Had to defer my graduation because I just like couldn't mentally take on the load of taking like 7 classes at once. I could have, but I also needed to work full time, so that was just not feasible. All the stuff with my dog. Found out like half my friends don't like me.
She's not talking about us, you guys.
Yes, not talking about these. No one in this apartment right now dislikes me that I know of.
No, not that I know of either.
Oh my god. No, we love you. Interesting.
Remember when they said they were going to go in the alley? Why did Ethan just leave commune? This is what I mean.
If they're going to the liquor store, I want a snack. That's why I asked.
Oh, man, I fucking feel
They're 100% at the good bar right now.
Are you serious?
They have to be.
They can't. What the fuck? Did they not ask if we wanted to go?
That's actually like the rudest thing they've ever done. Yeah, they have to be.
Should I kill myself? Like, do they want me to kill myself?
When we're done, I'm going to call them and be like, hey, I'm in the alley. Where are you guys?
Just call them right now and be like, we were talking to Haley's husband, Ethan, and they were going to go smoke a cigarette, and we asked where, and I was just like, oh, if they walk to the store, perhaps they could get us a snack. Mind you, now they're at the dive bar. No invite, by the way.
I'm like, okay, wait, no, because it's going to derail us.
Fine, whatever. If you're listening, do you hate us?
I don't think they'll leave before we finish.
I just wasn't expecting to go to the bar tonight.
I don't really want to be honest.
I mean, I just don't want to get FOMO.
I don't want to drink is the thing. Like, I have no desire to drink tonight unless it's a glass of wine in my pajamas.
I'm not opposed to drinking tonight.
Makes more sense for you.
Do what you gotta do, queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a peak for all of us is we started this podcast.
Yes.
And it didn't force us, but like it made it a lot easier to spend time together like on a weekly basis, which has been nice.
Yeah.
Because it's been something that even like when I'm like, oh, I have to go sit in traffic, or oh my God, like I feel like I don't want to talk today. It's still so nice. And it's like I see them all the time and I look forward to it.
Yeah.
It's like when I get here, I'm like, all right, this is what it's all about.
Yeah. Like, all right, this is what I came for, guys.
Honestly, half of it is just the commute. Like, that's the majority of why I don't want to do it sometimes, because it's hard to plan around. Well, so at the very least, if we hang out plus podcast, that's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Plus an hour drive there and back. And then it's like, well, fuck, like if I have other things that I need to do today, like appointments or like other things that I planned, for me, for any time that I canceled was because school stuff. It can be inconvenient, but it is something that we utilize to like express ourselves and redirect our like feelings and like thoughts. And yeah, I think that I agree. I think that's a big peak. It's like a really fun project that we started, and something that a lot of people reached out and supported us, and that's something that we're really appreciative for. So thank you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we never would have started it if you hadn't gone through a terrible breakup and needed something else to focus on.
Yeah.
And like you're the one who came up with the name. Like, it's been a good year for us.
Yeah.
Even through all the shit.
We contributed a lot equally to like make this, I don't know, to foster this to be what it is today. I think another thing too is like, even though I've had to like redirect a lot of my feelings when it came to the breakup, I think that I feel like I've grown a lot as a person, and it's helped me like focus on my own interests and values a lot, which we were talking about this recently, because I was just like, when we were together, like I was just so like us and we, and I was never really like me and I, which I think is something that I needed to learn to do, because I was so young when we started dating. I was only like 21.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it really helped me establish even more like I've always had like a sense of identity and sense of self. I'm not one of those people that's just like, you know, I'm with whoever I'm dating and I'm them and I'm a girlfriend and that's it. That's all I am. But I feel like I mean, when like you're with someone for a while and you live together, like sometimes you can just, it gets comfortable and you can just fall into being like a unit versus just being an individual. So I feel like that's something that I learned, and that's something that I don't take for granted.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Self-growth.
Yeah, this year was a big year of self-growth, I think, for all of us. I feel like we've learned a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
For better or for worse.
I feel like all of our frontal lobes developed at the same time.
Yeah.
That means that mine developed late.
Technically, I think it develops between 24 to like 26 or 27.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it ranges.
Yeah. Most of this year I was 27.
Yeah.
Give myself some grace.
No,
Yeah.
you've always had a little more frontal lobe action than us.
I don't know. Sometimes I make bad choices, but
It's
whatever.
okay. As long as you learn from them and can move forward from them in the future.
I think we all make bad choices.
I think it's very human to make bad choices.
I think we all sing.
So true.
Yeah. You know what? I'm a human.
Yeah. And that's something that I have to like think about when we podcast, because we've done a lot of really controversial things, in the sense that this podcast, it doesn't seem like it, because we have very little Instagram following, we have very little TikTok following, but it's very infamous for many a reason, between many people. And yeah, I think people don't like when women are honest and truthful and tell their story on the internet, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Period. And that's with things cut out of this pod.
We cut out so much, you have no idea.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Wait, okay, so we should, should we save this for next No, because we're not going to be back until after the new year.
Yeah, we can do New Year's resolutions.
Okay, I was going to say, like, as a podcast, do we have any resolutions?
Resolution would be to hit the requirements to be able to monetize.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I'm like, yay, capitalism, love it. We need to pay rent.
Yeah, like I would love to not have this just be a fun hobby, because I mean, if you watch our YouTube videos, we have lighting, we have like a whole audio setup. This costs money. We put money in this, and also it's something that we take our time doing. Like, this is a day that I could have otherwise worked, or like a day that we could have otherwise made money. So
We block off one day a week.
Yeah,
The whole day.
the whole day, because by the time we can do it, it's only like the middle of the day or the evening, and for traveling, like, it ends up being the whole day. And yeah, I know we talk about communism a lot, but it's also, we have to participate in society to pay our bills and be functioning members, you know.
It's also like, it would be really cute if we could get a studio, you guys. We could decorate it and it would be the same background.
And if we were able to monetize, we could put a lot more effort into,
We could make merch,
so true.
like not profit merch, just for fun.
Yeah. I think also for profit merch, we need money.
Well, yeah,
I would
but
like to have insurance,
like
and
minimal
things.
profit.
Yeah. We're not going to be like capitalists.
It's not going to be a $40 t-shirt, guys. Don't worry.
Well, depends on where it's from.
If it's good quality, it might.
If it's made ethically, good quality. Because I feel like we can't just use like really cheap fast fashion stuff with the stuff we talk about.
Comfort colors, I love.
Yeah.
Comfort colors is good. I don't know if the world needs more shirts, but we can talk about it.
Yeah. I feel like a Hate Your Guts shirt would be really cute, but we would have to solidify one design or 1 to like 3 designs. I definitely wouldn't want to like rotate and constantly be pushing stuff out, because that's not where our heart lies in. It's not lying in like people buying stuff related to us. Not that we're that big yet, you know, but we want to, this is just for us expressing ourselves. That's not our priority, but we would like to be able to monetize, to make money, and, you know, like, save. None of us have savings right now that I know of.
I think I think bag charms would be so fun.
I was just thinking that.
Like, I would love to do like niche things that like aren't often merged, like bag charms, keychains, like just little things that it's like, it's so cute to have something like that's cute and branded for this.
Yes.
I agree, because also sometimes when it's too logo corporate, then it's not cute.
Yeah, I don't love a logo merch.
Yeah, like it's got to be inspired by. What would our keychain be? What do you think?
I don't know. I think it'd have to be something about being haters.
True.
Or yapping.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a cute like little dog tag type.
Yes.
That would be really cute.
Maybe engraved.
I was thinking a plush, but I don't know what plush could represent us. Like, could we pick one animal that represents the podcast?
A cat.
Oh, that's true.
What color is the cat?
Pink. Hot pink. Of course.
Cute. Or
it's like a jelly cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like your jelly cat.
We're getting so ahead of ourselves.
We have big dreams, you guys.
I got someone a jelly cat for Christmas.
Ooh. Yeah. Shopping can be hard when you're doing it for multiple people, because you have to like try to personalize everybody.
Me and Ethan handmade our Christmas presents, but they're all the same because we're saving for a wedding.
Yeah.
But honestly, that was the most fun I've ever had making anything.
Cute.
That is cute.
I'm excited.
I wish I knew that we were going to end up doing gifts, because I ended up buying gifts on Black Friday, because then I would have gotten something then. But yeah, we're going to open gifts on the podcast. But yeah, I didn't get anything because I found out a couple days ago.
Your gift to us is chai.
True. My gift is my cat being alive and healthy.
We love her.
Well, shall we right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay. We're going to exchange gifts now.
I spent a maximum of maybe $15 per gift, so don't get too excited.
I feel like that's still more than I initially anticipated, because when we were like small gifts, I was like $10 to $20. Like, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing is cheap anymore anyways.
Nothing is cheap anymore.
And if it's cheap, we don't want it.
These are for Vivi because you mentioned that you like funky socks
Ooh.
before.
Oh my gosh.
Those are so
These are really cute.
What do they say?
They say sweet as fuck.
Oh.
They're little socks.
With strawberries and flowers and a turtle.
And it says sweet as fuck. I will be wearing these.
They're great colors.
They are really great colors. They're so vibrant. And I usually wear like really funky socks with my cargo pants.
Yes.
And my cargos are black. So this will be really cute.
Yeah. So it's like only you know about them, but it's
True.
It's cute.
It's like that meme of like on the outside and it's like the Doc Marten boot and then it's just like on the inside like pink fuzzy cat socks.
Yeah, like or like the most like mismatched fucking socks
Yeah.
I've ever seen. One is like an ankle sock, the other's a crew sock. And then for Haley,
Cute. Shut up.
Gilmore Girls.
It's a Luke's Diner Cafe cup.
That is really cute.
I love it. Thank
I wanted to get one for myself, and I was like, let me not. I'm like, I'll just use it when I come over.
I was just thinking that you buying yourself a gift.
Pretty much. I'm living vicariously through you guys.
That's really funny. Oh yay!
And then this is for you and Jacob.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh, yay! These are wrapped so pretty,
Thanks.
and I like
don't
that
like
you
that
can
sound.
reuse the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that.
My mom's done that since I was a little kid.
It's smart.
I don't know if this is ASMR.
Oh, kind of. Oh, that's good.
Okay. I'm like, what? I'm gonna use this box.
Okay.
I will be using this box. Oh my gosh, yay!
I just ripped the lid off.
This smells amazing.
Mistletoe.
Did you make the candle?
Yeah.
How?
Very good.
With a candle maker.
You say that like I know that that's a thing.
Dude, they have a starter kit on Amazon.
That's crazy.
Cute.
That's so sick,
Dude,
and that's so smart.
I've been wanting to make candles. This is so cute, and it smells so good.
Mm-hmm. It was very fun. The only thing to be mindful of is always get heat safe glass.
Yeah, that's fair because it can explode.
Yeah.
I have had a candle explode when it got really low. That was
Exactly.
crazy. Thank you.
Thank you. I will be lighting this after.
I love candles.
What scent did you get? Are they the same?
Mistletoe.
You want
What'd you get?
cinnamon?
Ooh, cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan picked the scents for everyone.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That was not
That was
ASMR.
not ASMR.
Apologies. He picked the scents.
Mhm.
What was his basing for ours?
No, he was kind of, I would just be like, okay, this person. And he'd be like, And he would start like, he would just look at them. And he was like, this one. And I was like, okay.
That's really cute because I feel like each of ours like suits us.
He's like a candle sommelier.
Sommelier is a really good word.
I know.
I also
I don't
cannot
even think I used
guarantee
it
that
right.
these candles burn well. It's the thought that counts.
It's
I
the
feel like
thought.
they will.
We'll find out.
I think that they will.
I have yet to burn my bridesmaid's candle because I don't want to. It's
I also haven't burned it, but I did when I reorganized my room a little bit. I built some shelves, and I put it on my wall, so it is being utilized.
Mine is on a really pretty candle holder.
I forgot I got you guys those, to be honest.
It's okay.
Oh, peak being a bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
duh, guys.
Duh. I just forget that life is also good sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. Also, for the listeners, we've talked about it a lot. We're going to take a break for 2 weeks. Hopefully, by the third week, we can coordinate something, but we all want the week of Christmas and New Year's off just because it's a little too busy to try to get together.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm going to attempt to start uploading the episodes that are not yet on YouTube. No one hold me to that, please. But if you see episode 9 coming out, that's why.
Yeah, just like random,
Yeah.
previously unuploaded. I feel like that's another New Year's resolution for me is like putting more effort into the editing of the podcast because I haven't really had any time since school and work right now. But I would like to like make more of a conscious effort to promote and put more work into the podcast because it is a lot of fun when I'm doing it. It's just like the knowing that I have another thing that I need to do outside of school that was like really stressful. But actually doing it is a lot of fun.
If it paid my bills, I would be a workaholic. Like, it's
1000%.
actually so fun to edit podcasts
Yeah.
when I haven't had an 8-hour work day and I have to work again tomorrow.
Yeah. And get up so early.
Yeah.
I want to do so many things this year. Speaking of resolutions,
Mhm.
I know what Jacob got me for Christmas.
How? Did he spoil it for himself again?
Well, okay, so I was telling him about how I've been really depressed lately
Yeah.
and how I haven't really been feeling a creative drive at all.
Mhm.
And I have all these hobbies that I like, that I do, but like I just don't really feel like doing anything. And he was like, "You should start a new hobby. What have you been wanting to get into?" And I was like, "Well, it's really expensive, like to get the supplies, but I really have been wanting to try like stained glass art for like a few years."
Yeah.
We've been talking about that, having like a little studio and learning how to do it.
Yeah. So he got me like a little starter kit.
Oh, that's cute.
So I don't know. And I don't know if I want to like make profit off of it, like monetize it, I guess. But like, but it would be fun to just like make like little things that are like useful. Like
Mhm.
I started a Pinterest board of like inspiration for like what to do with it.
Mhm.
So like candle holders or like mail holders or even earrings. Like I don't know, like little things.
Yeah.
And I think they would make really good gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Because like who doesn't like stained glass? And
I don't know a bitch.
Right. Like so I'm excited for that. But like I'm also like overwhelmed because I don't really know what my goal is with like the tattooing thing right now. I think I'm kind of just like I'm over trying to make a career out of it, especially in
The hustle.
this economy and this time.
Mhm.
I kind of just want to keep it as like a hobby that like, you know, if someone wants a tattoo from me, like they can book me and I'll just like, you know, guest spot at like, you know, my homie's shop. But like I'm not really prioritizing like making a career out of it right now. I realized that like it kind of like ruined it for me, like trying to make it like my job.
Yeah. It's also really hard to break into that career because it's very oversaturated in our area. So there's like a lot of different artists and like it's hard to get a footing or have momentum with people like looking at your flash. It's really just like it's hard to tell when something will gain momentum or when people will see it because it's really just like people seeing it.
Yeah,
like
1000%. It kind of breaks you down as an artist to like put out all this art and then like it just kind of sitting there and like nobody's really like jumping to get it, like, and not because like people don't like it. I'm sure people like my art, but so it's not like it's hurting my ego, but it also just kind of kills my drive because I'm just like, I'm doing all this for what? Like, so I just want to be more leisurely about drawing tattoo flash. I haven't drawn in like the past like 3 months, which is pretty bad. But when I'm not being like, I don't know, when I'm not like feeling bad about having no bookings, and like it takes a lot of the pressure off, and I don't know, I just feel freer. It almost kind of feels like what is it like
rejection sensitivity
dysmorphia. Yeah,
and then like the rejection sensitivity therapy.
So I'm just like, you don't want it, you don't get it.
Guys.
I don't know,
I have a friend that's like that and it's really funny seeing it in action because like I work with them and they're one of my like best friends. I love them. And she'll like, if I don't like relieve her of a task and I'll relieve someone else on accident. Now I always go for her, but she'll be like, "Are you mad at me? You didn't do this for me." And I'm like, "No, I'm not mad at you. Why?" And she was like, "Well, you did that for them. Like, why didn't you pick me?"
Oh. That's me though. I have that problem.
Like maybe it does hurt my like little Leo moon ego.
Yeah.
In a way, as much as I don't want to claim that.
I think it's okay to like be self-aware, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Like I get upset like if someone knows I know how to do something and they go ask somebody else for help.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I know how to do that. Am I bad at it? Do you not like the way I do it?
Yeah.
I'm really self-conscious at work, clearly.
That's fair. That's fair. I can see that.
Yeah, I guess I could be like that in some ways. But yeah, monetizing my art has not really been my thing. I think I just like my art being my hobbies. And if people want to give me money for it, then they can give me money for it. I'll sell it. Whether it be stained glass art, tattoos, paintings, whatever the fuck. But I'm not like, you know, I don't really have like a hustler bone in my body. And that sucks because I kind of wish I did. because I would be way richer. But I'm just a girl who I'm just a little creative girl. I don't know.
Yeah, you just want to express yourself.
Yeah. So
I think that that's a good plan. I think that using that as a form of self-expression versus necessity, or because you're not being paid for your time that you're putting into for drawing the flash sheet, for posting it, for marketing yourself, like that's all unpaid. So when you're looking at it from that perspective, it can be really daunting and like really just like diminishing to all the work that you've put in. So that makes sense. I think that that's fair. I think that if you get really into stained glass art, you should teach us how to do it. Have a little class.
Yeah.
that would be really fun.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
I do really want to learn how to do it, but I have no patience.
I'm so down. Yeah.
Yay.
Could be fun.
Yay.
Maybe I want to get into drumming this year.
Yeah.
But like kind of same thing. Like if it doesn't come naturally to me, well, I guess playing bass didn't come naturally to me in the beginning, but if I get into it and I realize that I don't like have a soul connection to it, then like I'm not going to stress out about it because I'm still learning bass. I'm still getting better at it, but that's really my only other main New Year's resolution is just like dipping my toes in the water of playing drums, maybe.
Yeah. I think that it's good to start slow so you don't, you can just be like, okay, well, I started it. You didn't have like a big expectation. It's okay to try something and decide you don't like it or it's not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my New Year's resolution is because I want to own a house one day, is I want us to pay off Ethan's car.
Yeah.
That's good. How much is left to pay on it?
I think like $9,000.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. But I mean, it's probably a shitty interest rate. I haven't looked into it too much, but that would be nice to not have any more car payments between the two of us.
Yeah, a big monthly payment.
So that's it for New Year's resolution for you.
Yeah, just more financially stable. Like we're fine right now, but like I would love to like be able to go on a trip and not like be like, oh wow, it's gonna be tight the next few months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacob's going on tour for like over a month in mostly July. Wait, no,
May?
just kidding. June. End of May. Whole month of June. Early July.
Oh,
So fucking
It's like a month and a half.
dreading it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Is he doing Sound and Fury potentially still?
yes.
He is.
It's like
It's looking
like-
like it.
almost a for sure.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I'll see like people who are into hardcore post like shows and stuff, and I've seen like Othel shows on stories a few times, and I'm just like,
Crazy. That's so cool.
Yay!
I know them.
Yeah, we had Friendsgiving. Yay. Happy for them and their success.
Yeah, me too. But I'm hoping to travel to a couple of the cities that they're going to.
Yeah,
But I'm just like, fuck, like how am I gonna afford that right now?
Real.
We'll see.
yeah.
But
It would be cool if you're able to.
my commune is talking about maybe meeting them
Oh,
or like us together, like me and Cassie and John, like going up the West Coast with them and like seeing
that
them
would
at
be
every
so
show.
cool.
That'd be really fun.
And then maybe we'll just hang out in like Portland or Seattle,
Yeah,
like while they go somewhere else.
that makes
We'll
sense.
see.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Commune trip.
I wish the economy was the same as like the 70s where groupies were just like a vibe. It was like, I don't need money to do this. I can just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just hitchhike and people buy your drinks.
Like imagine we could just be like, guys, come on, let's go on tour with them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is not sustainable.
I feel like the economy was really booming there just for like a hot second in 2021.
It was.
When COVID, not that it ever ended, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
lockdown
Yeah.
was over.
I'm so anxious about the potential bird flu crisis.
I'm trying not to think about it.
Same. I'm like, I have no capacity for anything that overwhelms me.
Yeah.
I watched a Hank Green video today on YouTube about his take on the drones, and he basically just like calmed me down a lot because he doesn't believe that they're anything anything special.
Yeah.
I also wouldn't be surprised if it was just like there's always alien stuff that happens when like other major news is happening.
Yeah.
So I feel like I wouldn't, not to sound tinfoil hat, I'm not like a crazy person, but I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if it had to do with like the Luigi stuff and the trial, because they just officially said that there's a possibility of him being put on the death penalty because of everything.
Wow.
So I know, which I don't think would go over well. I think that the general consensus is that people are supportive of him because people of all parties are like tired of the way that healthcare and like for-profit incentives in this company have like fucked over the American people. So genuinely, if you murder somebody for doing something that others feel is like a justified political move, obviously, yeah, you shouldn't kill people. But if you kill someone for doing that, I think that it would start like some sort of like movement.
That'd be class war, like for reals.
Genuinely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think that it would be smart, but it's possible for them to be able to do it.
They really just want to test us.
He's white, isn't he?
Yeah. He's Italian.
The public would be outraged. Are you kidding?
I saw a lot of things that were like, we're going to find out if Italians are really white today.
Wait, that's so funny.
It was really funny. Beebs, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Obviously save and try to get on a better financial footing. I started off this year really horrible. Well, I started okay and then it got really horrible for a bit. And then I honestly, genuinely, only school money like was able to supplement me. If I wasn't going to school, I would have just like been fucked over completely, which is why I'm sort of thinking about taking a couple more classes. I think prioritize the podcast, look for a real job now that I am no longer going to be in school, figure out like what I'm doing with my life a little bit more. Yeah, I think I want to get back into my interests like writing. I really enjoy writing. I really enjoy like using that as a creative outlet, which is why I'm sort of thinking about taking a screenwriting class or something like that. I think just like focusing on things that make me happy and not doing things that I don't want to do and not prioritizing people that I shouldn't. But yeah, I feel like I carry a lot of guilt around when it comes to other people, and I feel like responsible for everyone around me. Like if someone's mad at me, I'm like, what did I do? Like, why are you mad at me? Even if it's not my fault. But yeah, I guess just like prioritizing myself and trying not to people please, and yeah, financial stability, trying to prioritize myself, get back into my old hobbies. It's just like self-improvement for the most part.
Yeah. We all just need a second.
Yeah.
We all just need a second.
I just need a fucking second.
So true. I feel like, I don't know, like when it rains, it pours. There's like not a time this year where I feel like I've had a fucking second.
Dude.
In like the worst way, it's like oddly comforting to me because this has like been my family's life like the past like 6 or 7 years. It's just like when one bad thing happens, it's like all going down. Like it's so comforting to know like it happens to other people too.
Yeah.
Like for the longest time I was like, we're cursed.
I feel like things generally end up being really, really, really like concentrated, and then it feels really overwhelming, and then it gets okay. But I was telling my friend today, I was like, well, so we've hit rock bottom. The only way is up. Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah. Which it's hard to do, especially like with everything that's going to happen in the next month. A month from now, we will be under Trump's reign. Yeah. Who knows what that will entail. I've tried not to think about it. Like I've really tried to put it off. I did see that they are like standing on one of his convictions, which is challenging his presidential immunity. Yeah. And so I'm curious how that's going to play out.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of videos of like, they're calling them blue MAGA.
Yeah, I agree with that term.
Because they just like won't give it up. Like their hope that Trump isn't actually going to become president and that Kamala somehow is going to win still. And I think it's delusional at this point. Like, I mean, right after the presidency, I was like, no way. Like, Elon Musk bought this election, like whatever. I was part of it, I guess. But then I just like eventually got a grip, and I'm like, no, like let's be real.
Yeah.
He won. It's okay. Well, it's not okay, but
we have to learn. Yeah, we have to learn how to reconcile with that. We can't be in delusion forever.
yeah, it's part of the grieving process is denial. But I've already gone through that, so I forgot where I was going with that.
I don't know. You were talking about Blue MAGA?
Yeah, but I don't remember why I brought it up. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. I just saw people denying it, and I think that's really funny.
Yeah. It's like a weird feeling to see so many people regret their vote so quickly and knowing that they will actually be affected by his policies negatively because they assumed they would be immune to. They wanted other people to suffer. They didn't want to suffer, and they didn't realize that they were going to be, you know, one of the people that he's going after. A lot of times people with medical debt or just like in financial stress or lower income. So that's been like, I don't want to feel vindicated, but then it's also like, how did you think that you were better just because you're like white or straight or Christian or X, Y, or Z? Like, you are not separate from the people that he doesn't like. He doesn't like people of lower income, lower class.
Yeah, this happened last Trump presidency.
Mm-hmm.
People voted for him because they allegedly didn't know any better, and then they were like, oh, this affects me?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So
I don't understand. A lot of people who voted for him in 2016 regretted it by 2020 and voted for Biden, and then now again they voted for. It's just like, just because you didn't like one candidate doesn't mean you should flip flop. Like, you should actually read their fucking policies. Whatever. We don't have to make this a political episode.
it always is. It's okay.
I started dissociating.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think one resolution would be being more community oriented, probably. Trying to foster more like direct in-person initiatives with people, especially since TikTok's going away. I feel like there's a really big community on there. But since that's likely possible that we might not have it anymore, I feel like it would be nice, like what we were talking about with word of mouth. There's so many people, and it often feels isolating when you feel like the whole world is like caving in on you. So I think finding community would be something that is really, really beneficial for all of us.
Yeah, it would be cool to find like a local like leftist group.
We could start with the bookstore.
True.
I think they might gather.
I think they do.
I would like to gather.
I would like to gather.
I would like to make friends in real life that are also communists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to feel safe.
It would give me
around a
hope.
group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a place in Pomona. It's called Gente. But I don't know. I don't know what's up with it. I'm gonna go check it out, I think.
Yeah. If you do, let us know how it goes.
Yes. Jacob's New Year words are hard. Jacob's New Year resolution was to get into reading theory, and I thought that was awesome. So I may or may not have gotten him some books from a really cool communist bookshop called Page Against the Machine.
Go check it out if you're in the Long Beach area. The owner is very, very nice.
Yeah, he's really cool and very personable. Whenever I've gone in there, I've just like had a conversation with him, and he's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Very sweetie.
I wish I could go in there more often, but I feel bad not buying anything.
Yeah, I feel that way.
I'm sure he wouldn't approve of. I'm sure he would be like, you don't have to buy something to hang out in here, given the stuff that he sells. But it's just like personal guilt, which, you know what, we're getting over, so maybe we'll go and hang out.
Yeah, also they have like some free things or like a couple dollar zines or whatever.
Yeah,
so if you ever felt like you needed to buy something or like a pin.
Yeah, I bought some pins from there before, and I think I bought a zine for those reasons, but they ended up being like really cool, and I do like them. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about.
That's all I got.
I've lost steam, so
should I call Ethan?
Yeah. Call him and put it in the microphone.
Watch him like be walking back when I call.
Wait, check his location still. Make sure he's still there. Yeah, they're still at the bar, and they said they were just going to go out. I feel abandoned.
I do too.
What if we wanted to go hang out? Fuck us, right, guys?
Fuck us.
Hi, baby.
Hey, I went down to the alley and you weren't there.
Yeah, we went to the good bar. You guys should come through, though. They're doing an art show.
Oh, thanks for the last minute invite. That's crazy.
I'm serious, though. You
And
guys should come
so
through. There's
when
a
I
bunch of
said-
earrings and like trippy stuff.
No, when I said, where are you going to have your cigarette? And you said the alley. And you knew you were leaving me? That's crazy.
Yeah, we decided against that.
I see. Okay.
So do they
You
not
guys want
want
to
us
come,
to
though?
know?
I will come after I finish my cheesecake right now.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, we'll be
Maybe.
Equal spot in the dance floor area.
Maybe. Is it? Never mind.
It's not packed. It's like a chill vibe. They're playing Christmas music and shit.
Okay. We
All
shall
right,
see.
Love you, baby.
Love you too. Bye.
Sounds fun.
How dare they? Like, actually, were they not going to invite us if you didn't call them?
No, like, didn't even text, like, hey, done podcasting yet? Ethan, if you're listening, you suck.
He hates us.
They didn't want us to come.
They want us dead, is what they want.
Yeah.
They want to see us in a ditch.
Anyways, haters, we're going to see you next year.
Yeah, we'll see you next year.
Stay safe.
See ya on the flip side.
Yeah.
Later, haters.
Bye.
Bye, later, haters.